Hey, my name's Jesi Bender, and I'm going to be reading a short chapter from Child of Light, a finalist for 2025's Big Other Book Award for Fiction. Thanks to John Madera and Big Other for considering it. Um, so, this is a short chapter called What is Man? Like raindrops caught in a spider's web, a sheet of nebulous eyes keeps watch over the current that runs underneath the burned over district between Albany and the New Jerusalem in the west, where lakes form fingers to hold that holy place aloft. It comes from within the earth, this pulsing, and the creatures conscious of its steady thrumming, though camouflaged by verdure or shadow or deep brown loam, maintain a constant vigilance. Almost exactly halfway through these anchoring points, in a small city whose native people originally gave it a name that meant around the hill, now called Utica after the ancient Phoenician city that married the Straits of Gibraltar to the Atlantic Ocean. Formed at the base of the Adirondack Mountains, Utica around the hill grew up from the marshy banks of the Mohawk River, a coulee that dips deep into the beating heart of an unseen power. Power, energy, the light that sparks a shower of tiny crystals. Electricity is often thought of as having been invented, but of course it wasn't. It has existed as long as life itself, and like life, we can only begin to imagine its beginnings or predict its end. In the beginning was the Word. You do not create electricity, you generate it. You simply need an instrument to receive its vibrations, to receive and to harness. How do you describe something you can't see? By focusing on what it carries. Much of what we experience as energy is simply the byproduct of the actual entity. The shock, the light, we only get the skin it sheds as it moves into something greater or completely fades away. An electromagnetic field is created by an electrically charged object. A plane, a space, a force is created by a thing itself. Its mere existence creates an animation. It is changed by its own state of being. It cannot exist outside of itself. Man almost operates like a somnambula, triune but insentient. The magnet of his heart alternates the flow of energy, pumping in positive and negative sine waves. These instruments are fed by coils that siphon out the divine arcana emitting from his body, from the earth, from bodies in the earth. The movement of electric charges, a current, produces a magnetic field. Depending on the frequency of the current, external data can be carried as well. Sound and image can ride those vibrating curves, independent of the physical manifestations of its own image or the roar and beat of its own movement. When wired into this oscillation, man can conduct, can read these primordial messages. He can be an engine, he can be a system, he can induce transformation. Since Utica breaks the skin above this current, its people are more exposed to these supernatural otherworldly flares. More of them can use their bodies as a means of reversing the flow of energy back to land and flesh and myriad impotent yearnings. But it can be dangerous. The human mind can only hold so much, just like the human heart. That's why they must keep an eye on us, many eyes, gnarled bowers that slit the sky. They grow outward like materializations of expelled breath from the earth, a permanent exhalation, made silent by their very nature. So they wait and they watch, and the cluster of men grows thicker, like a tangle of trees, as they act out an immortal charge. Thank you.